RTD Live Talk. We're live. Wednesday evening. I think it's the 15th day or 16th. What is it? 17th day. I'm a couple days behind. How you guys doing? Thought I would just check in. Getting in late, so I figured I would just log on for a quick minute, see who's out there, see who's interested in going back and forth a little bit, and have a little back and forth. So we got Spirit King here. How you guys doing, man? More importantly, haven't been glued into the news as of lately, so I know I'm missing out on a lot of great events that's happening, things to keep the world spinning round and round. So I'll definitely want to find out what's been going on. And more importantly, for those that are tuning in, the number is beneath this video here, 313-462-0027. Feel free to give me a call. Let me know what's on your mind or what might be happening in your neck of the woods, because I'm assuming that there's all types of newsworthy stories happening all across the country, nevertheless the world, that go untold, because if you don't really hear about it from the mainstream media, it gets swept under the rug. So that being the case, I welcome a couple people in. So we have Scott Robinson, Spirit, Student of Life, Jeff Doris. Thank you. Got my cash today. So cool. Scott, man, I'm glad you enjoyed the cash gold notes. Make sure, Scott, if you don't mind, do me a favor, go back to the store page, leave your boy a review so other people can recognize the opportunity and getting their weight up in paper form legitimately. So appreciate that, my friend. Nacho, how you doing? We got Kenneth, Dwayne Robertson. How you guys doing, man? So wanted to basically just get your thoughts and continue on from, I think it was the other day. Was it Tuesday? Wednesday? Tuesday? No. Monday night. Monday night was my last live stream, and went about 40 minutes or so. But yeah, had a lot of good back and forth, a lot of great calls or whatnot. And I want to kind of pick up from that point there, because we were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, the possibility of the Notre Dame Cathedral, possibly false flag, and then we covered. I didn't get a chance to address or talk about it, even comment on was it 1.5 million tons of contracts or whatnot that was dumped on the market for gold, which caused that major dip. I think it was about $10 or so, give or take. So definitely, more manipulation, but a great buying opportunity for those that took advantage of it. And what else is going on? It says, how likely is it that people will accept anything other than food in serious financial crisis? So how likely is it that people will accept anything other than food? Anything other than food? I think it depends on, because there won't be a complete, there'll still be food around. It'll be scarce, and I'm sure it'll be, might be hard for people to come across quality, reliable, nutritional food, but it's going to be food around, canned goods and all that stuff like that. So I think people won't necessarily need to barter food. I think they'll be able to barter anything, service skills, you name it. So I think if it got down to a situation right like that, where it was complete pandemonium in the streets and things of that nature, I'm sure people will be willing to take anything that has any form of value to them, whether it's something they can use right away. Worst case scenarios, if you have like always, cigarettes, whiskeys, bullets, the dumbest things to you might be of value to somebody else. So I'm sure somebody be willing to take it in a worst case scenario. Well done over at Silver Doctors. Keep up the good work. Clayton, my friend, I appreciate that. Definitely having fun working with the guys. Definitely look forward to upping the ante a little bit more with more great content from there. So definitely show your support for your boy over there. Appreciate it. We are one. I personally think about zero chance. Spirit, what are we talking about? Fire, false flag, maybe. Distraction, yes. Nacho, yes, definitely. I believe it is definitely a distraction, but unfortunately, it's not a distraction that really matters much here in the U.S., because most people in the U.S. don't know nothing about the yellow vest movement that's going on to nevertheless be distracted by it. So it might be more so geared towards just, painting France right now in a better light, because now they had a monument type of situation over there they got burnt down, or however, it looks like just a ceiling where that 800-year-old wood was totally destroyed. But it's good to say that boy going to be back up and running with no problems. And I wonder, like somebody mentioned on the live stream the other day, about the insurance policy. What's the chance that whoever owns that building or whatever probably got a nice little hefty payout or getting a nice little hefty payout. So Darnell Jones, how you doing, my friend? Doing well, doing well. Appreciate you for joining in. So low blood pressure Mike just got my weight up, some Philharmonics and Silver Eagles. Low blood pressure, there you go. Sent you a link that said we are on pace for 12,000 store closing by the end of year. Okay, Jeff, I'll definitely take a peek at it and definitely mention it. 12,000 store closings by the end of the year. That is a very large number, because you think about the stores they're referring to. I'd imagine it's all retail, probably some electronic stores, things of that nature, which at this point, most people tend to shop online anyway, so I'm sure it won't be missed at the end of the day. But we got a call. Let's find out what's going on. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Are you there?
Hello? Yeah.
Yep, go ahead. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's like this. Like I'm not sure. It's like something is. It's like a little interference or a noise that's going on. Like so you're going in and out.
I got a good signal on my end, but I can hear you. So feel free to speak freely if you like.
All right, man. It's Q from Chicago. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What's up, Q? What's on your mind tonight? I know you got something good for me.
Man, you know what, bro? I do, and I want to shock a lot of people, and that's okay. What I want to do, I want to talk about the 5G scams.
Okay, go ahead. Lay it on us.
So, man, I've been going through, right, and I've been hearing people talk about 5G, and they talk about how it's this, how it's this, how it's this, right? I said, okay, let me just go through and do some research on the network infrastructure of how it's actually laid out.
Okay.
So I did a quick overlay of how 5G is supposed to be laid out on a network infrastructure level as far as how data is supposed to be moved around. Mm-hmm. And then I look at the regular composition of a GSM network, and lo and behold, it's the same network layout. Mm-hmm. So I say, okay, what's the real difference if the network layout is still the same? So I go through and start doing some more research and just look at how they're supposed to be moving data, storing data. And the protocol that is one of the protocols that is using is EAP. EAP is accessible authentication protocol that's been around forever. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing really new about 5G that's really going on. Mm-hmm. I think as I start to get down inside of the data and understanding what's going on, is that it's all about access to data and where this data is being sent. There's a lot of virtualization and off-storing of data that's going on with 5G, with China rolling it out. And so they're trying to get access to all that data. And as I started doing research, there's one thing that came to my mind as to why the Trump administration is pushing back so much against the 5G-ification of the world in China. And it's a little thing that people don't know about, and it's called transit authority.
Okay, transit authority. Lay it on us. What's that about?
So transit authority is basically the right for government to basically be able to take information or to collect on information wherever it is, whether it's data being stored at rest or data that's being crossing somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So you have to understand all of our communication lines, everything points back to this country. All major internet infrastructure comes back here. So we are able to collect all that information very easily. Mm-hmm. Now, when you talk about China is looking to use the 5G network infrastructure, their 5G rollout, to point all the data back towards China. Yeah. You would have to put all your information back there. It would have to be processed, stored there. Basically, they will be creating their own Chinese version of what we call transit authority.
Okay, that sounds real. Now, what is that? The Huawei, the HUAWEI, that company that has, I guess, the biggest buildup of 5G networks, and they're the monopoly of the 5G network system. How's that, and what is that all about in your opinion?
they're just like any monopolistic company. You know, they have it tied to the government. I mean, let's look a little bit. Every major corporation, whether you're Apple, Microsoft, whether you are Google, they have their ties back to the government. So you have to think about the same game being played on the Chinese side as well. Huawei is a big, big company. They provide, equipment all around the world. They do router switches. They do everything. Huawei is a huge company. Mm-hmm. They are. And they have been, for many, many years, have been exporting their technology all around the world because, they're Chinese and people need access to their technology, so people will buy Huawei over Cisco or Juniper, because it's business economics, Yeah. And Huawei is, a company that is used to whatever Chinese agenda, whatever agenda for the Chinese government is. And, we know what their agenda is.
Yeah. Interesting. So in a sense, the 5G system is being pushed heavily right now all around the world. So I see more commercials pop up now about, I think it's AT&T got a little bit of 5G in certain areas. And so more companies are saying 5G is accessible to more people now. But how much is that important to the whole concept of the Internet of Things, where everything will be connected and the data and the stream of internet flow will be constant? How important is that for the agenda of the elite, as well as the fact we're being pushed into everything smart anyway, our phones, our house, our cars? And so is that 5G is going to be the answer to keep everybody connected at a continuous rate all the time?
So, I like to tell people all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So, yes, first of all, I'm going to tie this into, the whole, beast system, because this inevitably leads into the whole beast system. Mm-hmm. Yes, the beast system is not more than a network infrastructure grid, right? Mm-hmm. Who controls the infiltration? Who controls the dissemination of that information? And what's the agenda of these people? So they create a network. We're all inside of what we call the internet. This is how we communicate with their network. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of people get scared. They're like, 5G, they're going to expand the internet because, to be honest with you, there's a lot more people in the world than what we're actually being told. So they need to continue to grow their system. So what better way than to come out with quote unquote 5G and you have internet everywhere? But we already had this capability, bro. When we were on the field in Iraq, man, in the sandbox, we were able to get cell phone signal because we just put out a tower there and put out an antenna and built a tower there. Yeah. So these Pico cells that they've been using, bro, it's been around, old technology. Yeah. The only thing that they're doing is just expanding the network because they want to get more people involved. They want to get more people trapped. That's all it is. It's not. It's an illusion. It's a fairy tale. Mm-hmm. So people think this technology is new. No, it's not. It's been around for a very long time.
Yeah. Now, what about the concerns of the health aspect of 5G just being rolled out so fast without much study or test? It's just the frequencies and how it might alter the body, the chromosomes, the cells. Is there anything worthy of mention about that?
Well, I think people have to really, be honest with ourselves. The only thing that's really going on is people are becoming more aware. Bro, you have to understand, a lot of this stuff in these studies, first of all, if you really look at the resonance of the Earth has a resonance frequency that it naturally produces, and everything is naturally in tune with this, right? But if you look back at what was going on in the 40s, in particular, you would see that the U.S. Army and the government was conducting all these tests, and they knew that the Earth produced the resonant sound. And what they did was they forced all of us to go to this specific frequency band. Mm-hmm. So if you look at what frequency bands we use, 2.4 or 2.4 and some other megahertz and gigahertz that we're all using. I'm not going to get very specific into that right now, but whatever frequency band that we're using, you can see that they're an outside band, but we're banned from using them. Why are we banned from using those frequencies? Why are we forced to use these four frequencies? Why are they amping up these frequencies that we're using, or are we just now more aware that they are? Because to be honest with you, what you don't know is that every time you go to sleep at night, the government actually does ramp up these cell phone towers and emit these low frequencies that are over humanity. Because what they tell us is that low frequencies, they go longer and have a longer transmission. Well, no, it actually has an impact on our thoughts, the way that we interact, and the way that we do things.
Interesting, man. Like always, man, Q, I appreciate you for calling and shining some light on the 5G systems and all that stuff, man. I appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for giving me a call tonight. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Take it easy, Bob.
All right, be good. Thanks. Yeah, man, that's real talk there. I like the idea of someone doing their homework and sharing with us a little bit of knowledge for us to all go back and check and make sure it is what it is. So Q, as always, appreciate you from Chicago. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Joe Blow for the $1 contribution to the channel. Appreciate that, my friend. So let me get caught up in the chat here and find out what's going on. Any questions, anything you guys want to cover in specific, let me know. Tony says if 5G want to microwave us, they are going to have to lay more lines. Yeah, I think those lines and those towers are coming. And what I also think, they're being very sneaky with where and how they're placing them. And so I saw a couple pictures of towers being look like trees and on light poles that look like the light pole. So yeah, stuff to consider. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? 1 second. Hold on. I'm sorry. Say that one more time. What's your name?
Dave.
Dave, how you doing, my friend? Dave. What's going on tonight? Where you calling from, Dave?
I wanted to talk to you about something that's going on. It's more pressing than the 5G right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead. I hear you.
Out here in the West Coast, they got something going on in the Pacific Ocean. These whales are coming up and washing up on shore, and they don't know what's going on with them. But the one that they did investigate, they found was severely malnutrition.
A whale?
If the whales, Mike, you need to type this up. You need to look into this because within the last month, this is the fifth. There's two of them that came on. One came in Pacifica, and one came in Monterey Bay. Today, and they're supposed to be migrating up to the north, but they're coming in, and the one, like I said, the one they did investigate was severely malnutrition, and that means that if the whales ain't getting the plankton, if there's no plankton out there, that's the first sign of the bottom of the food chain. If these whales ain't getting to the plankton, then that's the krill, that's the shrimp. That's the flounder. That's the tuna. It's gonna go. It's coming down the food chain. This is the first indicator that Fukushima it may be poison in the Pacific.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about Fukushima.
Coming up and they're coming up malnutrition.
Yeah.
That means there's no food. There's no plankton. Mike, without no plankton, we also get our oxygen from the plankton.
Yeah.
More than from the rainforest. They keep calling the rainforest the lungs of the earth, but without the plankton, we're not going to get the oxygen.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so I remember.
I hear about the 5G and all that, but this is something that's going on. That's very like the flooding in Nebraska. I understand people's concern about 5G, but we're talking about a couple of years. Nebraska and the Midwest flooded to the point where they were storing grains. Because of the trade war, Mike, they were storing the wheat, they were storing the corn, they were storing the soybean, and all of that has to be destroyed. There was 1 million heads of calf that were gone. That didn't include the heifers and the bulls.
Yeah.
That's just 1 million head of calf. The hogs were devastated. And we're not even into the flooding season.
Yeah.
Like, these are things that, like I said, that's right now. I understand everybody's concerned about 5G.
Yeah.
I understand everyone's concerned about the monetary system, but Mike, it's going to get serious to where the food is going to be what it's going to, you need to get your weight up.
Yeah.
You're going to have to start storing some kind of prep. Like, I see these guys like Alaskan Prepper and these other preppers where they have now these free-dried things where they're buying the meat and they're freeze-drying them.
Yeah.
I think that may be where people might want to start going to because it's getting serious with the food.
Yeah.
And it's not just here, it's Brazil. Look at Texas this week, Mike. They already announced 3 days of terrible weather in Texas.
Really?
Hails, thunderstorms. know, this is
yeah.
You know, they keep saying climate change and global warming. I don't know what it is, Mike, but it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I don't know what you can call it, but flooding in Nebraska and these storms that happened in New York just this last weekend, tearing through these tornadoes, tearing through North Carolina, South Carolina, places that usually don't see this type of weather.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, Mike, but if
yeah.
it ain't happened before, then that means something's up.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. And so that's one thing about those those disasters. I would be willing to say they're no longer natural. So they're artificial, weather manipulated disasters, in my opinion, because it's too frequent. Like, you know, all of my lifetime, I haven't really been in tune with the weather, but I'm hearing more and more about this type of things. And you got the ocean that's having issues. You got things washing up on shore. These storms you're mentioning, and the amount of destruction of cattle and food and grain, all that stuff is, and so it has more the feel of it being deliberate. And so my question is, who, what, and why would someone be so wicked enough to do that, unless that's a part of some like massive desire to, you know, remove half the population type of game plan, which we know is all part of the overall thought process anyway. But that's just unfortunate, man. So yeah, even in talking about it, it's one of the things like we can talk about it, we can shine a light on it, but apart from each individual being aware of it and taking preparations one by one, is one of the things where we probably haven't seen the worst storms yet, if they can actually manufacture and destroy things on purpose, if that is what's going on. So yeah, it's scary, man.
Yeah, Mike. So, I just wanted to drop that on you.
Appreciate it.
That I understand the 5G because I've been here. I heard the show yesterday. I keep in touch. I do listen to the show on the podcast.
Yeah.
I can't call in a be as active because I told you I'm working nights.
Yeah.
But I heard the 5G. I understand people's complaint because the frequency that they have the 5G on is the same frequency of that oxygen molecules vibrate on. Did you hear what I just said, Mike?
Yeah. If that's real, then that's
frequency.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
See, so I'm not calling 5G a joke. I'm not saying blow 5G off. This is serious talk.
Yeah.
That the frequency modulation of oxygen is the same that they're pushing this 5G. So that means that they can control the oxygen molecules? If this is what is going on? That the very air you breathe, that they're going to be able to take out of your lungs? Mike, it's like you said, if the evil is as evil as it can be, then why not?
Yeah.
What's stopping them from being as evil as they want?
Yeah.
They have the printing press. They can print and print and print.
Yeah.
What's stopping them, Mike?
Yeah, man. Well, hey.
If that's the course.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
If graph and sleight of hand and three-card Monty and scams all over the place, it's hurting, bro.
Yeah. Well, hey, Dave, I appreciate you, man, and definitely that's a more in-depth perspective on the natural or the unnatural events that are occurring and the consequences on the human race. But I appreciate you, man. I thank you for sharing that, because definitely it's one of the things where it's one of many subjects that I couldn't cover myself. So I thank you for covering and sharing with us tonight. So I appreciate you.
You got it, bro.
All right, man. Be good. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. That is, man, and that's the thing. Like, you know, we got so many people out there that's in tune and paying attention and studying up on different things, man. It's one of the things where there's more subject matter that we can't cover, but it's good to hear about it. And definitely it's a lot, you know, it's not necessarily doom and gloom, but, you know, those disasters, I'm calling them natural disasters. I don't think they're natural. Those artificial disasters that are occurring are scary as hell, especially when they wipe out people's lives and destroy the food chain and disrupt a lot of things that, you know, we need. But man, like, it's just one thing amongst many that we all got to be aware of. 1 second. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, Mike. Tim, Colorado.
Tim, how you doing, my friend? What's on your mind tonight?
Fantastic callers tonight.
Yes, sir. I agree. I do agree. What you got?
On key. I mean, it makes you think really deep, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because it's one of the things where you're hearing it, you know, you're like, is that real? Is that true? Is this person lying? But you think of like, it can't be a lie, because we see so much stuff happening. But it's one of the things that, like, what can you really do about it? Like, you know, you can't really run from anything. It's just what's happening around us. And that's when prayer is most needed. Like just pray and trust in the Lord, and that's where spirituality will be the most important. Like right now in so-called good times. So yeah, but anyway,
it is. You're right, Mike. You're right, man. It is. I mean, I was never a spiritual person, right? But it is really good versus evil.
Yeah, it's a great investment in your eternity, I believe.
I'm sorry?
I said it's a great investment in your eternity from a biblical standpoint anyway. So
good point.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, you keep up the great work. Great callers, man. Deep.
Yes, sir.
Stuff.
I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Okay. Thank
All right, Tim. Yeah. So not even to go even in depth about that, but I like how we can always share our beliefs, our core beliefs, when we have people who comment on spirituality and say God is a lie, and that's all fine and good. It's one of the things where I'm open to hearing everyone's opinions. It won't sway me one way or another, and I'm sure I may not do you. The thing is, at the end of the day, we're going to find out. And so I would rather be led astray now than deceived later and realize that, if it was real, I missed out on it because my heart was hard and closed to the concept of there being something greater than what my eyes can see. Yeah, because if this is all it is, we're in trouble. If this is all it is, we are in trouble. Because the very core essence of mankind happens to be evil these days. So, yeah, if we're all we got, we are in trouble. But leave it at that. Precious Metals update said, I believe in God. There you go. God wants you to prep too. Yeah, definitely. You have you got two elements. You got the spiritual side, you got the natural side. Natural side is just common sense. I mean, if you see you burning a building, you're not going to run to it and say, God going to save me. No, you go the opposite way because, you got to use common sense. But yet on things that are outside your control, where you need divine intervention, is when God definitely tends to show up the most. The Bible is full of preppers. Natural God is a lie. He shows you the sun every day. Natural God is not a lie. He shows you the sun every day. Yep, Tony, I believe that. I believe that. It looks like it's the word RTD. Start prepping. It has 100%. I agree, Mike. Somewhere in the Bible, God says not to use all your fields to save room for the needy, for the aliens, etc. Aliens? Going by that measure, I don't see any believers anywhere in capitalist countries. Yeah, man. The Bible, I got some really good books, man. I'm looking at some really good books that were really influential in my thought process and my ideology. So, yeah, it's the Bible itself. It's depending on from what perspective you look at it and what paradigm. You can look at it as a religious, or you can look at it as a legal documentation, which I prefer to look at it as, between the creator and the creation. God and silver, God's money. Mr. O'Fang, I really never comment on people when they say gold and silver is God's money, because it's not really. I don't share that same opinion, and I can go into deep depth about that, because gold and silver are just elements that's found in the earth. So they've been used by mankind for all the principles and concepts that we use that we call money. But yet, if you look at the way John in the book of Revelations laid out what the kingdom of God looks like, in actuality, gold and silver are just pretty ornaments that are a part of the landscape. They're not really like something that they don't have the same amount of value in that realm that they have here. Here, they're physical stores of wealth and stuff like that. We look at them as money, but in that realm, from a spiritual standpoint, they're just, the streets is paved with gold type substance. So different perspectives. So I don't really look at it as God's money, because God don't need money. Like, if he created everything, he can more than, move around without having to be constrained to some type of medium of exchange like we do. But let's keep it moving. It says we can stack and prep all you want, but the most important thing is to get right with God. Precious metals update. That is, I do 100% agree with that. And I think it's in Matthew, Luke, which one, where God mentions about the love of money, or the love of God, and not being rich towards God. So yeah, having a spiritual bank account with the Lord will do you wonders. I look at it as both spiritual and law, reaping and sowing, justice and karma. Darnell, I can get down with that. Mike, the Quran says we were made to be attracted to gold and silver. Okay, I don't doubt that. I actually have a Quran somewhere. I don't really look at it from that perspective. But yeah, yes, in heaven the streets are made of gold. I can't see how you can be awake and know that a NWO news is being formed in front of our eyes and not believe in God. I mean, the Bible was warning us all about it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Precious metals, updates. That's the thing. Like, everybody has their own moments in time when they are exposed to, or the light bulbs come on. And so that's one of the things as believers, if you're a believer, that God, that not God, but just like Paul itself reference about praying for that the eyes of their understanding might be enlightened so that they can know the hope of their calling. And so a lot of people, from a spiritual standpoint, they just haven't had that revelation yet. So if they haven't had revelation, you can't get mad at them for not really having had that aha moment. Everybody will have that aha moment of everybody will be presented with the idea and the facts that there is a higher creator, and you can be very specific about it if you choose to. But for the sake of comfort in this life, people tend to be more general and say they lump everything together and say the universe and all that stuff like that. But do what you do. God makes Ormus opens high consciousness. Typo. I'm not familiar with that directly. Once you snatch an asteroid full of what we consider precious metal, how precious would it then be? Gregory Watt. If and when that happens, I think even snatching an asteroid out of the sky, there's going to be a finite amount of metals on that asteroid. That would mean that there would not be an infinite supply, because that asteroid can only contain so much. So it would definitely increase the monetary supply of gold, but in comparison to the notes and digits, it still will have value. It might dip, and they might use that as a way of saying that there's no value in it. But I bet you the central bankers still continue to hoard it and hold it. So I would more so do what they do. And yeah. Blunt News, how you doing tonight? It says biblically, the fire next time and the manipulation of oxygen, water, molecules via 5G could ignite the very air we breathe. Satan, the prince of power over the air. Yeah, Ryan, that is some deep stuff there, man. A 5G and it manipulating the oxygen flow and frequency. Yeah, definitely that's different, man. But as always, people, I got a super chat that I didn't acknowledge. I apologize for that. Let me go back and see if I can find it. And as always, if you've enjoyed the back and forth, it looks like we got a little spiritual there for a moment. I love it. I wish we can do it more often. Just because, like tonight especially, just a long day of just activity, I just felt like I just needed to praise. I was like, one of the moments of like, man, I just need to fire up my spirit. My joy bank account felt low for some reason. So I'm like, let me get on here. And it so happens that this conversation ended up being led into spirituality. And it definitely lit a little fire under my belly. So I'm appreciative of that. I definitely wasn't coincidence. Gregory Watt, I appreciate that $2 contribution to the channel, my friend. Says greetings. Smash that like button. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the support. As always, people, won't be much longer, but yeah, definitely if you enjoy the back and forth and the great calls we've had tonight, don't be afraid to click that little button beneath this video here to show your support for the channel so more people can find out what we do over here at RTD. It says Silver Shield is making unique patriotic coins which may easily have extra collateral collector's value down the line and are incredibly cool. Blake Wood, I do agree. And with Chris Dwayne, I had him on the show couple years ago, and his designs are very unique. Can't knock him there. And so it's one of the things where he mentions in reference to his particular line of coins, always the premium. When you go to sell it, you can double your money, you can triple your money. They're going to be one of a kind, no doubt. And so that if that's from an investment standpoint, if you choose to buy that, anticipating it to gain more notes than regular government issued coins or treasury issued coins or U.S. Mint coins, so be it. My thing is all about possession. Never mind. I more so care about the actual chemical composition of it. Nevertheless, who made it or what's on it. So I'll take the chemical composition any day from anywhere. That's just me. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oops, 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, Victoria from Florida.
Victoria from Florida. How you doing this evening?
Pretty good. I didn't even see my phone calling. I just hit the button and didn't even show it was calling me.
I guess it was meant to be for you to call me tonight. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm just spiritually need to do the same thing today and like collect myself. I feel like my spiritual self is overwhelming.
Okay, yeah, definitely. The world and the cares of this life can be very draining at times, I must admit.
Yeah, this whole brand new 2019 has really come to weirdness in a sense that it just seems like everybody around me is going through these personal problems, and they're coming to me to ask for help spiritually and to give them guidance. And I'm not like spiritual. I mean, I'm spiritual, but I'm not like a Bible person. And I'm trying to go by my gut feelings, but what the God is telling me. Yeah. And then, like, listening to my financial guys and everything, trying to figure out what everyone else is saying, so I'm on the right path. At least whatever could be the right path at the moment that we think it is. Yeah,
according to what we know, according to what we have gathered, and uses our own point of reference. Sure.
You know, it's scary.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, the good thing is, if you are a believer, and so this is just to further on with our conversation, if you're a believer in Christ, you know, he talks about rejoice and don't be worried and all those good encouraging words that, you know, which should lead someone to believe that it can only get better, but it may not get better in the natural realm. It might just be one of the things you got to persevere through, but yet God always come through at the end. So that's how I encourage myself and just remind myself that this is all in control. All this is in the hands of a greater power that, you know, I just find comfort in knowing. So that's just me personally.
Well, trying to get out with my kids and doing things, and that's the big thing, everybody. Just enjoy what you have today and enjoy the time that we have with our families because tomorrow is not promised to us. Right.
I agree. Grateful.
We have to enjoy our kids and our wives and our husbands and our mothers and fathers and be blessed for what you have today.
Yeah. Yeah. Gratitude. Be grateful. Because it can always, regardless of what you're experiencing or going through, wherever you're at in life, it could always be worse. So, you know, a lot of people would love to be in the shoes that you're in now, no matter how bad you might think or whatever you're experiencing. Someone might be in a much worse place that once you see that or hear about that, you're like, damn, my problems ain't that bad after all. I'll take my problems any day.
That's what I was saying. Like, all these people keep coming to me. Like, I see people, they keep driving up to my house, coming talking to me, and they're like, can I talk to you for a second? I have all these worries. Can you sit and talk to me? Yeah. I'm like, okay, come, baby girl. Let me talk to you.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
But I think there's a great awakening with people, and they're not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah.
But on a good note, a different note, I got 2 or 3 friends to go buy silver.
Okay. So they're awake and aware.
They're building up their stack. Yahoo.
Yeah, that's good, man. You can't. In the end, I don't think you can go wrong when you're holding actual money and you redeeming some of those notes, no matter what quantity it is. If you're using your God-given right to redeem paper for metals in the form of money, I think you'll be all right, in my opinion. So, but hey, Victoria, I appreciate your calling. As always, I thank you for your support.
I just want to let you know, too, that on YouTube, I have you guys always, like, across the board, like Gregory and ITM and all these different people that I listen to, and Hunter and all these guys. Yeah. That when you go to hit, I want to see your videos all the time, you know, the top one. Yeah. They have it on none or occasionally. It doesn't matter how many times you hit the top button. Yeah. It always goes back to the lower buttons. So a lot of your readers we don't see you. We have to physically type in to find you or go look for you in our feeds, like our favorites. Yeah. And then other times you've been totally removed off my favorites.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's yeah. So that's one of the things that I would anticipate that happening, but it's one of the things you can't control. So eventually, what I'm gonna end up doing, and probably tomorrow, I'm gonna actually focus on having people that want to be notified with whatever sign up to the email list, so I can always remember to blast something through that, because I don't do a good job of the email list, but I'll do that because I know a lot of people aren't getting it, and I get emails and stuff all the time saying, "Hey, Mike, I don't." So I'm on Tony. I'm on DTube too, but yeah, it's one of the things where I post. Not as often as I should, just because there's just too much to handle throughout the day, man. So, but Victoria, man, I appreciate you for sharing that, and definitely appreciate you calling in. And I think this is my first time hearing your voice, I think. So, no, I think we spoke before, didn't we?
Yeah, we spoke on Facebook.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, definitely appreciate you for connecting with me on YouTube tonight. Thank you.
Oh, I would like to ask our fellow friends out there, I would like to buy something in crypto. So if anybody could put down in the comment list what to buy, because I've never done any type of crypto and I'm scared of it, but I would like to buy something, maybe like $500, $1,000 worth.
If you're scared of it, I would encourage you.
I don't know how to do it. Like, my husband's like, "Oh no, that's a Ponzi scheme. Blah blah blah. You stay away from that." Yeah. I'm like, yeah, so was Google way back in the day. So.
Now watch this. Before you do anything, take time to educate yourself thoroughly. So I would encourage you to just not be in a rush, because I don't think the price is going to go nowhere significantly anytime soon. Educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my advice before you go put anything anywhere. Educate yourself thoroughly where you feel comfortable, because you said you're scared, but you want to buy. Like that don't really sound right. You're scared, but you want to buy, because you probably. It's the idea of missing out on something.
3 different platforms. I don't have them written down at the moment because I'm sitting in bed.
Yeah.
But I need to know what kind of key to buy to store them, and then I wanted to go buy. But which company is best to buy from that then I can steal your cryptos, because I want to personally hold on to them.
Yeah.
And have to make up a key and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I physically have it on me.
I would say. Do some research. There's all type. If you just Google where to buy Bitcoin, you got the top exchanges, Coinbase, Gemini, Crack. I mean, there's a lot of places you can go. Even Binance has an option now. So there's a lot of places you can go. But then on the security aspect, that's why it requires a little education before you do it. So I would say take it slow, educate yourself. There's a lot of great reading material, videos out there. People who got large followings are the people you might want to start with, because they've been around and are probably more of a trusted source of information. But then again, validate that with a couple different sources of information before you make any purchase, in my opinion. That's just my thoughts there. But I appreciate you, Victoria, calling in. Thank you.
Wait a second. Wait. Not yet. There's a bank in Miami, I heard there's a crypto bank. I remember one of your people mentioned it a few weeks ago. Maybe that person listening could tell me where it's located. Yeah. I'm in Florida. I might want to take a drive down there.
Yeah, and so watch this. That bank is called Carrot Bar. It's a Carrot Bar, so it's a crypto/gold little organization. So they have an actual physical bank where you can redeem notes or whatnot. And so type in Carrot Bar's bank in Miami or something like that, and I'm sure something will come up where you can call, or because I'm a part of that Carrot Bar, so I do the RTD Gold team. So there's information below this video if you're interested in joining that. That has a crypto and gold stuff are all a part of it. But it's one of the things still you got to educate yourself no matter what you do. So, but that being the case, Victoria, I appreciate you.
Will you get a little debit card then?
You do
money in the bank.
Yeah, you do get
you just put money in to have money in the bank.
Yeah, you get a prepaid card with it. And so that's all a part of the whole little package, of which it's one of the things where it's some steps that you will follow. So shoot me an email on Facebook or at admin@rethinkingthedollar.com, and we can talk further, and I can share some of my opinions with you more beyond the night if you like.
All right, Facebook, baby doll. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day. Happy Easter. May God watch over us with many blessings, good health, love, and prosperity. Amen.
Amen. Appreciate you. All right, have a good night.
All right, honey.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Good call there. So, Gregory, I got your super chat. It says, do you have mass tech capabilities for notifications? I started one, Gregory, but yet it's one of the things where after a certain, you get like 50, 60 people in it, and then it's like it costs like $100 per text. It was something crazy where I'm like, I can't do that because it costs more than it was actually I was able to do. So, Gregory, if you have any ideas or thoughts, let me know. I definitely would love to get some text notification going, because I did enjoy the idea of doing that. So If anyone knows or how to do something like that, definitely let me know. Cron BTC, buy from Cash App. Can you actually have it removed out of that account? I don't think you can unless they made it possible as of late. Crypto isn't hacked by anything. Excuse me. But it looks like we're drawing towards the end. How many people here own any amount of Bitcoin? KBC, Care Bears, I'm affiliate also, which is a great crypto. Jera, I do agree. I'm actually going to have, I think probably next week, I'm going to actually talk about KBC and that whole little movement there, and how coming up soon it'll be redeemable for physical metal. So I'm looking forward to it. It says buy metal if you don't want returns. Sure. Andrew, it's not really about, I mean, you know, you got things you invest with, you got things you just sit on. And in this environment, especially if you were in a country where the currency became an issue, I'm sure you would rather have had metals to sit on and earn zero than to lose and have your currency, your national currency, devalued. So it's one of the things where gold doesn't return anything because it's just money in its plain form. In order to get a return, you got to put that money into circulation to have it do something. Metals just sit there and it just contains value because it's one of the things where you can't print it. Not yet, anyway. But with that being the case, people, it's been 46 minutes of back and forth. I've been having fun. So, as always, people, I'm about to call it quits. I appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. Bye, family. Yeah, so be safe, be blessed. As always, guys, definitely one last little plug to get a thumbs up if you guys don't mind. Hit the little thumb up button beneath the video. Show some love to the channel. Appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight and sharing the back and forth, especially all the great calls. More importantly, if you guys have any thoughts or any concerns or any issues, feel free to utilize some of the resources down below and shoot your boy an email if you guys like at admin@rethinkingthedollar.com. Love to connect with people outside of here. So other than that, be safe, be blessed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.